No more needs to be said on that note, guys. That was pretty much the next level. Oh my G, he is in the building. Man, oh man, oh man.
That is a mechanical measurement, man.
What is that?
Hair's width. Hair's width.
All right. Oh man, oh man. We are live, and as you can see, the conversation is going to be off the chain in more ways than one. This is what the fuck is a chakra with Prime Serpent, and that's Prime Harmonic and Sacred Serpent. Um, for the past, what's this been, like 7 months? We've been holding this space of having a free conversation in relation to our chakras, how we develop, and we have a live stream so we can answer we can answer questions directly. So we're gonna have a couple videos like this, right, guys? Before February 20th. These are just some of the people that it takes place that helps coordinate the Chakra Nova courses and workshops, and they allow for this thing to actually come to light. So generally, um, give us all an opportunity to share. Prime Harmonic always drops wisdom. It tend to go over people's heads, so I like to translate. We always have fun with that. Sacred Serpent is going to be here to make sure that none of us are lying, make sure that none of us are full of shit. And
Yep.
with all of
Yep.
that being said, we're here to enjoy ourselves too. So if you have any questions in relation to chakras, any question in relation to spirituality, Prime is well versed in a lot of things. Sacred Serpent, well versed in a lot of things. Me, I didn't graduate high school, so you can only ask me stuff up to a certain point, and I'm gonna direct you to these fine gentlemen. So with that being said, Prime Harmonic,
You
how you
are
doing?
such a liar. You are such a liar.
Like I said, he's gonna call me out every time.
That's right. That's right.
How you feeling though, Prime?
I'm feeling good, man. Just trying to work on the crown chakra meditation because there's just so many different ways, like we were talking about, that it could go, and so many different conceptions about it that people have. So um, just to, I guess, give people a clue that might be listening, um, that haven't known this, when we perform our preparations for the Chakra Nova workshops, I'm always like, for the meditation, for that month of practice, I'm meditating almost daily, trying to make sure that the energy is right. And for the crown, I keep coming up with the same thing, like with the uh, yogic practice. A lot of people consider it a leap or a jump. It's like a leap of faith, and part of that is because you really getting in touch with your true self. And the best way, or one of the best ways to get in touch with your true self, is not to have a past and not to have a future. Just see where you are. But that's a lot for people to meditate on. So that's what's been on my mind recently, man. How to ease people in to being comfortable with being in a moment, letting go of their past, and not worrying about their future. Yeah.
Uh, that was like a mic drop. I hope I wasn't supposed to come right behind that. Like, uh, no, I'd rather Hood go first. No, because I think Hood. Yeah, Hood, you have to go
Yeah.
first. Just Hood, go first.
That was an unexpected mic drop. You right. I can't hear you, Hood. I don't know if you
Oh,
on
I
mute
went
or.
on mute. I went on
Oh, there you
mute.
go.
Okay. So generally, for me, say for instance, right, we're in a particular space where we're teaching how to be present, and the
Mm,
pressure of being present comes upon us. Smoke our own blunts, drink our own
mm,
medicine, you know,
mm.
sip our own Kool-Aid in that aspect, because the
Yeah,
pressure for doing readings, the pressure for having consultations and things of that nature, I feel that a lot of times. But generally what helps me is to be present in the conversation. And generally when I'm in that, like doing the Patreon readings or just doing shit with people, it's just like, man, what if this person just fucking cusses me out or some shit? Like, I don't know these people. Like, these people
yeah,
could just be here for all types of weird shit. But I just be
yeah.
like, all right, let me just be present. Like these classes, y'all been here this whole time, and 12 people in the class or 100 people in the class. We all had to have a particular
Mm,
mindset of
mm.
like, let's just stay focused at the task at
Roll.
hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because um, even in this messaging, it's like so much implications to whether people will get it versus people not getting it. But
yes,
moving forward with the book and the course, I just have the overall assumption that people will get it. And with that, it's
yeah,
like a massive wave of, the word I'm gonna use is confidence, but it's not that, but a massive wave of confidence when it comes to my messaging, when it comes to telling people about the
mm,
course. I got old people
mm.
like, so what's this YouTube, like people that I know, like, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like interested that you would have never even thought would be interested. And it's mainly because what we say, being present. I ain't never worried about
Yeah.
how a person was going to receive me, right? Because
Mm,
generally
mm.
I would have never even knew or guessed it. So generally, but being present, you open up the gateways to, oh, white lady in Montana, right? Rasta dude in Jamaica, right? You just open up
Yeah,
the
yeah,
frequencies and the gateways to all types of shit. But it's one of the most important things is to be present. So what do we? How do we teach that?
mm,
By being
mm,
present. In my mind, you know what I'm saying.
mm.
So, and
Yeah,
I'm working. I'm in the same space as you, where I'm just working hard on this, and I'm like, man, what if they don't? You know, and then that's just me not drinking my own Kool Aid. You know what I'm saying, and taking me out of my
yeah.
own type of zone. You know.
So to that end, right? Like, a lot of the times we come on before each chakra,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like to help ease people in or to help prep people, make sure they understand kind of the vibe that they in for,
Mm-hmm.
from the lessons that you bring with your research,
Mm-hmm.
from the meditation, from the questions on the psychology, um, and I guess let me just ask this for comic relief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how many cats do you see walking around that's just out of it? Like they not in the present moment. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the reality of everything and everybody. It seems as though like that's where we're at. Like, what about you? You ain't about to just not say nothing, bro.
No, no,
I
no, no,
know.
no, no, no,
I'm
no.
waiting.
I was actually, my silly ass. I was actually talking. I didn't realize that my mute was still on. So
Okay, okay, fair
but I
enough.
get like I've referenced it when I first started advertising for the final leg of this course. It's it's a, an accumulation that leads to a culmination,
Hmm.
right? So it's an accumulation of knowledge that you have gained on this journey when you started at your root
Yeah.
chakra, and you can build that up, and you've built that up, and you've been building that up, you've been storing that in your reserves, you've been preparing for that next stage, for that next moment, for that next thing.
Mhm.
And now you get to your godhood. And now you get to
Mhm.
your divinity.
Mhm.
And now you get to your understanding of the book. That book being you. So
Okay. Yeah.
it's not only a celebration, it's an acknowledgement. It's a graduation.
That's dope.
It's
Yeah.
it's it's what you would refer to when you are saying a individual is revered. You know, he just gets it. He just does everything right. You know, he just this is that moment. This is that it. You understand?
Mhm. Mhm.
So to me, like I am forever indebted to Hood Mystic and Prime Harmonic, as well as myself,
Yeah, but say
for embarking
likewise.
on this journey. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? For embarking on this journey. You know what I'm saying? Because I've learned things here that I probably would not have never learned
Mhm.
anywhere else.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
understand? And to be able to appreciate that, you understand, at the same
Yeah.
time while being able to acknowledge that.
Mhm.
Like that is the reward for me. So
Mhm.
we wanted to connect this to what's going on today, right, bro?
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Yeah. Go
so
ahead. Go ahead.
so if 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 I could be a participant, I would simply like to say that people still don't get it. And it's not even the fact that they don't get it anymore. Now it's about the fact that you don't get it is the problem.
Mhm. Mhm.
And the fact that you're still
Mhm.
trying to push that off onto other people, even though you don't know you don't get it, is the problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
What
I
do
don't
they
want to
don't
talk.
get? What do they don't get? Real quick. And then
No,
if you was to say it in a sentence, what is it that people don't get? Because I think think about it. I'll let
That's
you think
crucial.
about it for a second. Because what you said is they don't know that they don't know. So if you were to give them a person, because that's a real feeling, um,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
I can
hearing
tell
it
you. I
from
can tell
you, it
you.
would be
mm-hmm.
different from hearing it from me, basically.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So what I'm going to say is when you get to the point within yourself and
Mhm.
recognizing your soul and understanding your soul's purpose, and then therefore understanding your purpose within that, but your entire understanding at this time in 2021 is who's in the office, what's going on at the Super Bowl, how many people getting
Mm.
shot in the street,
Mm.
how long this virus going to last. If your understanding is wrapped up into any of that, then you don't know that you don't get it. You just don't know. The things that you know
Yeah.
is what everybody knows. But the problem with what everybody knows is there's a reason why they have a phrase that's called the masses are asses. That's not even no pun intended. That's not even no disrespect. Anything that
Mhm.
everybody is doing has got to be the wrong thing. It's got to
Mm.
be. It's
Yep.
got to be.
Yep.
It's got to be. You ain't standing out above the fray. What makes your existence purposeful if you're just doing what the next person is doing anyway? That's not
Yeah.
hard. There's no there's no knowledge, understanding, or wisdom within that whatsoever. You have not taken a journey.
Yeah.
You have loafed
That
this one, sir. You have mailed
that's
it
monkey
in. How
see.
they say it? Yeah, that you went along to get along. You made sure you ain't
Mhm.
caused no fuss, no fight. What?
Mhm.
Order only comes from chaos. So when you understand about your chaos journey within all this chaos, and then you get to that point, that soul realization point, that understanding that there is nothing that supersedes that. That's what I mean to talk about, sir.
Yeah. That and the symptom that I see, like when I hear you say that, the thing that keeps coming to my mind, and it was part of my journey through this month, because as much as I thought I was practicing it, I had to like really buckle down and practice it. Understanding that I call to my life the things that I desire or pay attention to. And when I call to my life the things that I'm desiring or paying attention to or focusing on, whether it's like you said, just the Super Bowl or just the madness on the news or who got shot or who's messing with nay, whatever, right? If that's all I'm calling mine, that's all I'm getting. So then when I get it, if I'm like, how do I say it? If when I get that, I'm like, man, this Ray Ray's fault. Because if Ray Ray would have never introduced me to so-and-so, then I would have never had this problem. Or my boss is this and that. You know what I'm saying? I could sit and I could make an excuse for every little thing going on in my life and blame something or someone else. And part of the journey on the crown chakra energy to me has been not blaming anybody. Right? I'm steering my boat by my focus and by my attention. So whatever comes, I have to roll with it and adjust my course. But if I waste time blaming something or somebody else, that don't help me, because my change comes from within and affects the outside. So like you said, that trip, that realization to that godhood, I think is scary for some people, because that means they got to be responsible for themselves. Right? If you got to be responsible for yourself, you can't blame nobody.
But you got to do it sometime, big bro. Like, come on, big bro. Like, you got to do it sometime.
8 years old forever.
Like we talking about people that got kids, big bro, that's running around pouting, big
man.
bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But do you see the tie-in though? You see the tie-in?
I see the tie-in. Absolutely. I want you to speak on it though. You gotta add that.
Yeah, come on, man.
So we're dealing with the coronavirus, as we all know, and corona breaks down to crown, right? And another thing that's happening, it's a thing called the Tecumseh's curse, right? That happened in 1812. The War of 1812, and Tecumseh put out a curse on the U.S. president. He said every president on the 20th is going to be cursed, right? So they noticed that every 20 years, weird shit was happening. So let's just deal with the 1960 inauguration. You got JFK. 1980, you got Ronald Reagan. Okay. 2000, you have Y2K. Now, Y2K was a big deal. Like, whether y'all don't probably know it or not, but they did not know how they was going to get these computers to convert over to 2000.
Yeah.
From 1999.
People was wilding.
They was wilding out. And that was at the 2000 mark. And now you have 2020, right? But then it's rearing its head again with the crown and all of these types of things. But me and Serpent going back and forth, he say cities is locking down. I say it's a matter of your perspective. It matter where you at. I feel like energies is opening up. But what you referenced, though, the make or break to whether things are opening up or closing down is going to be make or break, whether we like it or not, by the politicians. Now, I told him, what would be the difference between an American politic and a politic in, let's say, Great Britain or a city or a country in Africa? He thought about it for a second. He said, a king or a crown or a queen, right? Royalty. Now, we don't have that in America. And the reason is, and I'm just throwing this out there, because we can activate our actual crowns, and we don't need the Queen Elizabeth to be our sovereign. We can become our own sovereign and to ourselves. And so the timing of it, my mind, you can judge me. I'm not that type. I'm not saying that this is right, but I'm saying we actually gave people the guidebook to when the world opens up to be in your crown activation, because you're going to need it now.
Yes.
Because the empire has fallen. Right? You can get into a lot of conspiracy theories on that note, but I'm not there. But I'm just saying that I know that I can enact a plan, an international plan. I've connected with people. I'm on a radio station in Canada right now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's just more or less of
doing the legwork.
The trust of my ancestors, the trust of this work.
Network.
Yes, of an international plan. So I can look at my kids and say, your dad wasn't the best, but at least he didn't raise you in America your whole life. At least he gave you a sense of the country. No matter what I did, motherfucker can say, you are this type of person, you are that type of person. But I got my kids out of America. You understand what I'm saying? That's different. That's big for me, because I never spent, if you add it all up, I probably spent a total of 6 months with my dad, and I'm 36 years old. You understand? So generally, you have different plans. One thing, a person had asked me, so you a magician, why you don't got more subscribers? And why you need people to support your Patreon? I said, my job as a magician is to create the life that I want to live, not the life that you want to live, sir. You need to have a couple seats. You understand? I wasn't here to create your life to say, you know, because a person will ask you, well, why? Well, Prime, you said you a master yogi. Why don't you have a dojo? Well, sir, I'm not here to create your life. I'm here to create mine.
He thought you was the genie in a lamp ass nigga. That's what he thought.
That was going to create the life that he envisioned. Yeah.
But no, the ability to be in your divinity, in your sovereignty, and to say, you know what? I'm coming with a whole new way of how I dress. Because generally, I'm like, I dress like a truck driver, right? And the reality is like, my first house is in Pluto. So Pluto is how I'm received. It's my house of how people see me. So now I'm going to be mainly wearing turbans, ponchos, hiker boots, you feel me? Just shit that I'm more comfortable wearing. Because I want you to see me and think, this nigga can possibly heal me. Not, this nigga can give me a ride to the 7-Eleven. I'm serious. This is a heart attack.
But that's the truth, man.
I'm serious. I'm serious, dog.
So you want to dress Demolition Man on from here on out? We just gonna do Demolition Man from here on out, huh? We gonna cut all the sleeves off our Johns with the spikes on our Johns.
No.
The fresh gumbies going. Like, I mean, just tell me what we're doing.
I'm dressing exactly like Ving Rhames. You can look it up. Ving Rhames in The Surrogates. His name was the Prophet.
Oh, snap. I remember that. I love that movie.
My wife said, because I told her, like, because I bought this shit already. This shit is in the mail. Like, this is not a joke. I'm serious. This shit is already happening.
They're gonna cuff you.
This shit is already happening. I told my wife the vision.
It was good, man. You should see the movie.
I told my wife the vision. She said, "Oh, you want to dress like the Prophet in The Surrogates?" And I googled that shit.
Wow.
I said, "Yep, exactly.
Wow.
That's exactly how I want to dress." Wow. Because I don't want you to think that I'm here to rob you, or I'm here to take advantage of you. I want you to know that I'm the fucking hood mystic. To impress you, to wear the latest fashion. You understand? I have to make a clear, distinct vision and an imprint on people's mind exactly who I am, right? And generally, most people ain't willing to take that step. Like we were saying earlier, people want to wear the latest fashions, you know, be the hottest trending person.
Yeah.
I just want to be comfortable in my own fucking skin. You understand?
Yeah.
And like I sensed it and I knew what I was saying, but I ain't never had the resources to then just be like, all right, I'm ready to do that shit now. And then I thought about
Yeah.
it like I do, kind of low key. You should do it. All right, do it. All right, make that transition because generally people going to know who you is and people going to know what you stand for. And if they don't know, they should know it as soon as they see you. And if you're trying to be a
Yep.
hood nigga, you don't want that. You
Yep.
don't want people to see that. You are the hood mystic.
Yeah.
36 years
Yeah.
of hood will then be eclipsed by however many years left I got left being a fucking mystic. You understand? So I mean, that's my crown chakra activation. Like in real, like you won't see
Actuality.
me. Yeah, you won't see me
Real
without a
time.
turban. You know what I'm saying? You won't see me
Yeah.
without my garb on. You understand? Because that's how it has affected me. But
I feel you on that totally, man. For me, it's the verbals. Like,
I can tell you spicy, bro.
Yeah. Well,
spicy today. Spicy today. Spicy today.
But because when I should have never said that. Oh man! But when I first, I don't remember, man. I think it's been about a year since I've been calling in, right? And I was real hesitant to say much of anything, and you were like one of the first people to encourage me. Like, man, you know some things about this. You need to be talking about it, right? So then, I started talking about it more and more, and then Ra came along, which was like the shell shock. I was like, okay, is what I'm saying on point? Am I being fluffy with it? Because Ra, not only do you check us on BS, you check us if we ain't coming with the full shine either. You know what I'm saying? So as I started getting more comfortable, what I found is that even at work, right? Like I used to deny my knowledge because I didn't want people feeling uncomfortable around me. But now I'm on some old like Snoop Dogg, fuck them kind of shit, right? It's like if you at work and we talking about something and somebody come upstairs huffing and puffing, whoo, I just came up 3 flights of stairs. I'm like, yeah, well, sit down and catch your breath for a second. I want you to be comfortable. Comfortable? Yeah, be comfortable. Sit down and catch your breath before you start talking. Just simple stuff. I'll tell people, I'll ask people how they feel. I'm asking stuff that's like real questions about real humanity, before I get to the business. And it's like a whole bunch of folk, Saint Germain. It's a whole bunch of folk that will just ignore how somebody's energy is when they step in the room. And I've decided that I'm no longer ignoring that shit. Somebody come up in my office huffing and puffing, looking like they upset. First thing I'm gonna do is address that. Are you upset? Why you upset? You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna start answering questions or nothing. I'm like, nah, hell no. I'm driving this ship. So, but it took me time and practice to get comfortable with that. And that's one of the things that from the root to this crown that we're about to go through, that has empowered me to speak comfortably and clearly about no. So for me, like for you, it's you saying I want my the way I feel and my appearance and the clothes I'm in to fit my personality because I want to feel like I feel, right? For me, it was me always closing off my throat chakra. And that's what Sunyata Saraswati, one of my best teachers, always used to say to me. He said, I want to be there when your throat chakra open. And for me, it was like not expressing that. And now I'm just like, man, I don't care who you are. If you can't deal with spirituality, you're gonna find out real early that me and you is on different wavelengths. And I'm not gonna not talk about it to make your ass comfortable. Yeah.
That's the facts. That's the facts and the vibes. And it's like
That's
yeah, I got to a point I think part of this work it make you somewhat kind of evil, and when I mean evil, kind of angry, kind of mean, and then kind of
Ratchet.
like secluded in yourself, kind of, because at least for me, I've been really. Everybody asked me like all day yesterday, "You okay, Daddy? You mad? You all right?" And I'm thinking like, "Yeah, I'm good." You know what I mean? Like generally, I wasn't thinking about nothing. I was cool, but I think it's more of like an
Yep.
edge of
Yep.
I don't really want to waste time or waste energy and kind of really move forward with whatever my purpose entails.
Don't
And
breed no
generally,
BS.
no excuses, no emotions. That's another thing. This crown chakra and your emotions is it's like, all right,
Being on
metaphysically.
autopilot. Being
Listen,
on
it's
autopilot.
this is the analogy. We want to make a cake, right? But our emotions are salt, right? So maybe you use a little salt in your cake for balance, and so generally that's all the
Yeah.
salt you can muster. Too much salt, you ain't about to have no cake no more. Your ass done made cornbread, my nigga. That shit is not gonna cut it, right? So generally, the hormone that you produce from an emotional level, it has to be somewhat of a non-emotional vibratory frequency that don't really communicate with save the children, right? It's more or less of save my ass, like, or if you really want to save the children, you got to come up with a detailed fucking sanctuary so the children could come. It can't be more or less of let me donate $10 to your charity and feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You generally start to think about implementations, and I'm like, okay, as we were saying earlier, like an international network. Like we'll sit and talk to Shaka or talk to King, talk to people all over the goddamn planet, and all we doing is keeping it a buck with our soul. So generally, I'm just like, how do I formulate this? And I'm trying to talk to my soul. My soul, like, nigga, that's our job. You take your ass to sleep. You motherfucker, you lick your wife's butt or something, boy. You better just be happy that you're there. Your kids is crying, nigga. Pick up your baby from crying. You know what I'm saying? You smell that? You smell that doodle in the diaper? That's a good way to activate that chakra. Wipe that ass, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm always seeking for
reality.
I'm always seeking for the deeper aspect of this shit, and generally it's always shit that I need to deal with right in front of me. And if I actually deal with it, you know how many times I just been kind of just like in the zone of just kind of in the presence of my children or my wife, and then sales start going up or business kicking or spirit doula send you a text message. You understand? Like just so many different things transpire from being present in my relationship. And I guess I came to a realization when talking to Serpent earlier was just like, man, my ex is really fucked up because I really turned out to be something. You understand? It's just like that crown chakra is the level up that I've actually been seeking. But generally, I thought it was going to be like somebody else. I promise you. The core of my awareness was trying to scope out the next person that I could be like, right? Or I could aspire to be too. But when spirit opened up my heart and said, all you have to be is the best version of you, and that's your ticket to heaven, my nigga. Like that's it. Like it don't get no better than that. You could be the best version of you, and good night. You know what I'm saying? People would be fucking wondering, could they be the next hood mystic or some weird shit like that? You feel me? Because all you did was stand in your truth. And I'm saying that to anybody. Like, your truth is such a beautiful truth if you learn to stand in it. So what do you get out of these courses? This is what I got. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. And when I'm doing the study, especially like with the female sexual science and then like in this crown chakra work, it's so intricate. into the authentic space of sovereignty and how it looks for you. Generally, purple will be like,
Yeah.
well, if I join this real estate, what you get? You get a real estate license, you can buy property, da da da, right? You know what you're gonna
Yep.
get.
Yep.
Crown
Yep.
chakra activation, maybe your sovereignty looks like you get a cattle ranch in fucking Montana. Voila, my nigga. But I don't want that shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you get a dispensary card and maybe they start legalizing marijuana in your state or some shit like that. Voila, crown chakra is now fully activated for you. But you just had to
Oh, you ain't noticed
understand
who you were?
this is what you wanted. You wanted to smoke weed? No, I'm a school teacher. You cannot smoke weed and be a school teacher. But why do I keep on getting dispensary emails and things of that nature to start a weed business and things of that nature? I don't want to let go of this ego of being a school teacher. But boy, oh boy, I do like to smoke weed in secret. Oh my God, they're giving me a piss test at my job. They fired me. The system is so evil. I hate it here. Now I got, oh, they gave me a severance pay for $30,000 so I can start my weed business. The system is so evil. Now I got my dispensary business. I can smoke weed and sell weed for free. I just deliver weed and smoke weed all day, and I don't got to deal with no nappy headed ass kids. I wonder where this came from. I did take this crown chakra activation course. I'm just trying to figure the dots out.
Oh my God.
So generally, you open yourself up to your truth if you let yourself be that. You get me? Y'all don't get
You
me.
better learn what you like, though. You
Better
learn
figure out what you like and go for it. Go for it.
Because it's gonna happen. It's gonna
It's
happen.
going to happen. That's the facts. That's the only thing that I can tell you. That I know for sure. I bet anything on it. You fuck with me, you gonna get what you want. Just be sure you know what you want.
That's what the souls say. That's what the souls say. Yeah.
For real.
Don't be startled. Don't be startled at all. He is not lying at all.
No cap.
He is not lying at all. Like
No cap.
I am a testament. I am a testament. I am a living, walking, breathing, functioning testament. Okay. So like that does it for me. I mean, February 20th. I mean, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. ColumbianExchange.com, AlchemicAcademic.com, Chakra Nova, brought to you by these guys. I just, follow along. I really appreciate you all giving us your time tonight. Thank you, and we love you. And this is not even being condescending. Like, you probably think that I'm being condescending, but I am so overwhelmed right now that I can't speak nigga. I can't speak nigga right now. I can't. Like, I'm overwhelmed right now. So, namaste. I say, I forget something.
Is y'all
to the
hot?
ancestors known and unknown. I am real hot right now. Like I just
man.
It was
I'm telling
a
you,
second
bro.
ago. Like I don't.
It's that activation.
I think
Saint Germain, bro.
Mr. Saint Germain. He sent it through the airwaves. He sent the Saint Germain through. I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to babble. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Snap, man.
And so to answer this question by Lanique, she asked, do you physically feel your crown chakra activate? So I'm gonna just kind of just let the cat out the bag. We're referencing your master gland, your pituitary gland, but you don't deal with your pituitary gland without your pineal gland. So we recognize our chakras to be gears that need to operate one after another. Your body is not your nerves don't just be like, all right, we're just gonna activate the hand just everything is going to be devoted to your right hand, right? So when you just think about your crown chakra as an isolated space and time, the concept you going is it don't resonate. Just the same way as your clock. You like, well, when do the gears work on my clock? Well, do all of the gears work on your clock? No, just the crown gear. Well, your clock don't work.
Right.
Your clock can't
Clock don't
fucking tell
work.
time.
Yeah.
Well, how do I get my clock to work? All them fucking gears got to fucking work. They all got to spin at the same time every fucking second. If your gears stop working for a second, your clock is not accurate. So you put it, that's a tall tale. See, generally when you get your root chakra activated, it starts a natural chain reaction that you then start to resolve and deal with shit. So of course, like I was saying earlier, this course is not microwavable. The concept of chakras is not microwavable. It may sound like we having fun, but the reality, y'all can look at these videos. Just search on YouTube, what the fuck is a chakra? You will see about 10 or 11 videos of us holding this same exact space. So generally, we're talking about building up our gears. Because when you reference your crown chakra and don't reference your third eye, then how does a clock work?
I'll give you.
Yeah.
And I'll give you the.
So yes, you know, because you done did all of this subsequent chakra works to get to the crown chakra. You know, without a shadow of a doubt that your crown chakra is working because you didn't skip a step. Well, go ahead.
And if I'm going to give you a reference of a esoteric correlation with what my big bro just said, just imagine those wheels spinning off of one another. Then imagine what that would look like in the version of a snake going up your back. Okay, imagine that snake going around and coiling around those wheels. All right, each one of those wheels, each one corresponding with each chakra and each gland and each energy center of the body. And just imagine that snake until it gets to the top. That question would not be a question because it wouldn't even be something you would even think about comprehending. Like knowing that your crown chakra is activated or reactivated or in flow with the alignment with the rest of the chakras would be tantamount to you walking around with no questions at all. Like you would have all the answers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like doors just open for you. You think about it manifests in real time. Like,
I tell you, that's a weird place to be. It sounds cool,
it
but
is.
it's super fucking
It
weird.
is.
It's spacey. It's spacey. It's spacey.
It is. It's one of those shows where you like scared to go outside, you're scared to look at your hands. You're like, did I do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Like, you know, but that's yours. That is naturally yours. You know, so
it's within you.
that is your. Yeah, and that's the reward. That's part of it. That's like a slither of it, you know. So it's
another question would be if you walked up to the 6th floor and then you got to the 7th and you was about to get to the 7th floor, you wouldn't ask, "Am I going to the 7th floor?" You would naturally just know. Okay, First of all, you're gonna be tired as fuck, right? Because your legs are like, damn, I don't walk 6 flights of stairs. You then don't ask, so generally, if you're not looking at the chakras from that perspective or that lens, then you would act like you could just learn some information and then incorporate it, which may be true, but generally I never see life manifest like that. I always see like anything, like if you the Miami Heat, the first year, they lost because it was their first year, right? You generally gotta give it some time for it to merge into gel, and then once you get it together, then you just win all the time. But are you going to let yourself? You want to win as soon as you get into chakra. Like you would ask a question, do I, and I'm not picking on you, I'm just saying the general sense of, is this working? How long you been doing it? 2 days. No, it's not fucking working. You did it for 2 days. You got to actually allow it to sit. And I'm only saying it because we have held the space and people can bear witness. I mean, I just didn't wake up and start a YouTube channel today, right? It may seem like that for some people, but actually been holding this space almost daily for months. And
Mhm.
generally, if it was bullshit, somebody would have been said, no, this some bullshit.
That's
But
yeah.
generally, people like Regina, she's been there since the beginning, and she'll speak
She
about
been
this
there.
course to
Yep.
the high heavens. Cause she's not worried about us, she's worried about herself. And that's all we try to tell people. The more that you can tune
Yep.
in to your body, into your family, into healing that within yourself, the better that this class is for you. The more you worried about us and what we doing, the worse that you're
Nah.
going to be with your overall spiritual
Yeah.
development, because generally I'm going to manifest a life for me. You don't want to be a DJ. DJ. Like, I want to be on the radio. You might not want to do that. When I was 4 years old, the first gift that I remember, I probably say this a lot, but this is imprinted in my psyche, dog.
Mm-hmm.
My mom bought me two fucking turntables. I don't even remember
Mm-hmm.
asking her. Maybe I did ask her for it, but it was there, and I just was like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to be
That's
a
what's
DJ.
up.
You
Nice.
know what I
That's
mean?
what's up.
Yep.
I actually was a DJ, but go ahead.
Move the crowd, because you move the crowd,
I
man.
need to
Shoot,
get to that level, you know?
man. And I just want to add one thing about the feeling, the question about the feeling of the crown chakra.
Mhm.
I would say the closest thing I could relate it to, um, if you're doing something that you know how to do because you've done it 1,000 times,
Mhm.
and you're focused so much on doing that thing that nothing can really take you off of it, but something catches your attention on the side and you have to deal with it, and your body takes over and continues doing that thing for you. For example, you're on the highway, you've been driving, and all of a sudden you wake up out of a daydream and you realize you 20 miles down and you're like, how the hell did I get here? Right? Anything in your life where you lost that gap of time and your body just did what it was learning to do or was trained to do, and you did it with supreme focus, so much so that you safe, but you don't know how you did it. That's that autopilot. But the difference is you're not conscious of it. When you are consciously aware of what's going on around you, and then you sit back and let that autopilot take over, that's a whole that's a whole different space. And to be consciously aware and let that autopilot take over means, like Ryan Hood was saying, you're aware of the hormones that you're pumping
Producer,
through your body
Ashe.
because you're aware of the energy. And
You're
when you're
aware of
aware of
your
that energy, you can be
emotions.
like, right, I'm cool in this here and now. And it's gonna be a whole different vibe.
I feel good right
Yep.
now, right? I'm making that choice to feel
Yeah.
good right now. And when you make that
Mm.
choice consistently, you are creating the hormones, thus are allowing you to say, let's just feel good around this bitch then. I mean, the boss say we gonna feel good.
Yes.
Let's feel good. Let's release the motherfucking feel good endorphins. Whoosh, you
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
And you allow
Yep.
yourself to say, maybe I'm not the prettiest. Maybe I'm not the richest, but
Mm.
I'm the most authentic.
Mm.
And what do I mean by the most authentic?
Mm.
I'm going to rest in what feels good to me, because my
Yeah.
hormones that I produce when I feel good are overall vital for my overall well being.
Mm.
If I say, no, the president got me pissed off. So the president is my reason to produce cortisol, y'all, in my body.
Fight or flight.
I don't like white
That
people.
blame. That blame.
You know they
Yep.
gonna take away our guns.
Mm-hmm.
You know they gonna do
Yeah.
this. What you hear about black women?
They.
Did you watch that Kevin Samuel video? I don't agree with him. I don't like him. You heard what he said? Let me produce this cortisol in my body, cause
Uh-huh.
what they eating over there is making me shit out green stuff, and I don't like it. Right?
Whoa. Whoa. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope.
So when
Yep.
we get into our
How much you
own
going to invest?
space of
Yeah.
like, how much you going to invest in your spiritual development, as if everybody saying I'm investing in Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum. I don't never hear nobody
Mm.
saying they investing in their spiritual and soul development, because I don't care
Hmm.
what fucking crypto coin you got. Just because it's
Hmm.
called cryptocurrency don't mean you can take it with you to the grave. Ashe? And it's even gonna be
Ashay,
worse.
Ashay,
It's gonna be worse because if
Ashay.
your kids don't got your passwords, it's a wrap. That shit just gonna be on the blockchain for eternity.
For
You know how many
eternity. That's why the price keep going up. So many people keep losing their money.
they losing
Everybody
their
Lose a
buying it.
money?
password.
Everybody buying into that shit and don't know what they doing. They're like, oh shit, you know
I
what?
done
I done
lost the
forgot.
damn
I,
password.
I done forgot my
Uh-huh.
phrase reminder. What was my phrase reminder? Was you
Hey,
with me last
hey,
Tuesday?
honey.
Oh
You
Hey,
know
honey,
what?
you
man.
seen the jump drive with all our
You know
crypto
what?
on it? What, you
Yeah,
talking about that
Oh.
little thing that I threw in the dumpster?
yeah.
You know I tell
Yeah,
you
it's
to pick up
not
your fucking trash.
gonna be pretty. Not gonna be pretty at all. They just trans
Oh
they just
man.
transferred they just transferred their nonsense from one thing to another. It's like this is your
Yep.
chance. Like that
You
like
definitely
that's
feel a
why
sensation.
yeah, like that's why I felt good when Hood asked me to write the ebook, for cryptocurrency.
Hmm.
Like that's
Hmm.
what that's what gave me that last, final confirmation. Like people need that shit, yo. Like
Hmm.
the reality is that you get 100% control of your finances. You get to operate all your finances on your own time with your own security code, and that's all that matters. Nobody else has access to your funds. Nobody else has access to your shit. They got your name. They might have a serial number for your block on the blockchain, but they can't touch your funds. Not the government, not the federal government, not nobody. But you, as long as you don't forget that password. But that's another story. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
Yeah,
like
man.
Yeah,
it's just a different wave. It's a different aspect. I'm just worried about people grandparents. I'm
but
not
you
really
a
worried about
Scorpio.
it, but
But
I
you got
want them
that
to do something.
Scorpio energy though. So you
Yeah,
thinking
I,
more
I
or less
mean,
about the financial
The
protection
fam.
and the
Yep.
mm-hmm,
security
mm-hmm,
in regards
mm-hmm,
to that. So generally,
mm-hmm,
like when most people put all of their trust, so people got $100,000, millions of dollars in the bank, meaning that they trust the bank more than they trust themselves. Generally,
mm-hmm.
so when you talk about being your own bank, and we got to still talk about this, we got to still work on the phrasing of making it a point that a person, it's like fifth grade, a fifth grade concept being your own break. When people are at a kindergarten level, where why do I need to be my own bank? And we already got
Mm.
the banks, FDIC, my
Hmm.
guy.
Hmm.
Like I just
Hmm.
go there with my ATM card, and it's over 3,500 ATMs worldwide. What are you talking about? I don't need a
Yeah.
bank. You know what I'm saying? Generally, so that's kindergarten for most people, and so generally,
Yeah.
in the aspect of they flipping your money 20 times and just keep, I don't know. We still got to
And you ain't
brainstorm,
seeing
and
nothing.
yeah,
Right.
we still got to
Yeah.
brainstorm on how to make it something that people are interested in, because I know people with money that trust
Mm-hmm.
everybody but themselves.
And I
Hmm.
think I think I think the I think the chopping and the screwing is necessary as long as we can keep
Facts.
it at the same pace for the right people. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
we 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 clearly are not here to be saviors. Like niggas is not
Hmm.
walking around with big robes and looking for big surroundings and followings. No, not at all. Like the idea is to teach everybody to understand that they are all boss material, but let's
Hmm.
boss up and link up together. Like let's
Hmm.
do something together because I like that single man nature, like that single person, one man conquer the world nature. That I'm gonna get it,
Yeah.
and if I don't get it, then I ain't happy that I ain't getting it. That nature, that shit, that shit is dead. And if you can't
Yeah.
understand that right now, then that's your problem, and that is
Hmm.
the
Right.
problem that is going to withstand people for wanting to get into something like this. This is about teaching you about yourself and how to control yourself, how to understand yourself, how to learn about yourself, and how to carry yourself. And then anything else you do with that, you put that together with whatever you want to. Like, I mean, it's really very simple. But it's complex for people to get around that ego aspect of not wanting to do what somebody else is telling you to do. Well, you did what somebody else was telling you to do most of your life, and you ain't really got that far yet, right? Like, and that's no cap, because I ain't get that far yet. I got here, and this is the first time I understand what the fuck I was doing in the first place. No cap. I'm sorry.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. So basically, to just translate, because I'm translating it for myself so I can receive it, is certain people are not going to be ready, but that's not what we are called here to fucking worry about who's ready, who's not ready. We're only here to come and speak through our authenticity, through our divinity, through our thoughts, because these are the things that can never be taken away from us, and we should value these things and put these things on the forefront, because society generally says shut the fuck up and fall in line.
Yeah.
Basically.
Absolutely. Like, your path is your path, and once you get to that soul, like, all of these questions become moot. They become moot points. Okay, they become extremely irrelevant. That's when all of the lifelong pathologies that you guys have carried along all this way, all of the dogmas, all of that shit just drips away. It just falls away. It's just like, it's I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. All I know is that to know that there is nothing in between what you want and what it is that you have to do to get what you want, other than your decision making, is kind of like the best thing in the world to me. But that's just me.
Yep.
I don't know, guys. What y'all think? Y'all want to lay out some questions or do another round? When is the next time y'all gonna be free before the 20th? Y'all want to do two more, right? Before the
Well,
20th.
this is what's today, the 10th.
The
So how
10th.
So
about
we got 10
how
day,
about
10 to 9 days, 9 days,
so 10 to
8
9
days.
days. So how about 3 more days and then 3 more days after that?
Sound good. Sound
That
good. So
sounds
like
Yeah.
what's 3 days from today?
the 13th,
All right,
13th.
so let's do the 13th and 16th, or 13th and 17th. It's up to y'all.
Yeah.
something like that. Something like
You know,
that.
I'm here. I'm just, I only tutor in the morning to 3 o'clock. So after that, I'm all, researching whatever it is that we're doing. So
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
And for me,
So
they got us back at work, so it might have to be evening time
yeah, that's the best time for me as
or
well.
okay.
evening time is dope because I'm
Mm-hmm.
done with all my chores anyway. So that's dope.
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool.
so we'll link back up on the 13th. If y'all have any questions, you can DM me at Instagram at the Hood Mystic. What's your IGs?
I am sacred
Uh,
underscore serpent 08 dash 23 and SS media 0823 Instagram. Right? That's Instagram. Yeah, that's Instagram. I'm sorry.
and I'm on Instagram as prime.harmonic. And that's also my Gmail, prime.harmonic@gmail.com.
Yeah, thank
So,
you
all right.
people again. Like I said, thank y'all again. I'm sorry. Thank y'all again though.
Yeah, much thanks for y'all tuning in and tapping in with us. We'll be back on the 13th. So if you got any questions, DM us on I leave a question, leave a comment on this video if you need to. But we'll be holding space February 20th. All three of us will be present for the Crown Chakra Activation Workshop. Prime Harmonic will be holding down the question and answers. Not mine. Prime Harmonic will be holding down the guided meditation. I get
The
these two
meditation.
confused.
Yeah.
The Dark Serpent will be holding down the question and answers, and I will be performing a lecture. It takes about 2 to 3 hours, maybe 3 to 4 hours, depending on the
Depending on the
information.
questions. Depending on the
Yeah,
questions.
but we just try to create an academic atmosphere. But generally, it's not like dogmatic, or is it like um, dominating?
Rigid.
Yeah,
It's not
rigid.
rigid at
It's
Yeah.
just
all.
it's very loose, very free flowing. We like to get participation within the actual course. Like I'm not gonna go 3 to 4 slides without asking a question, getting participation, so you're not bored. It goes really, really fast if you participate in it, enjoying yourself and really learning. And people input information, so generally y'all not just relying on me. You know, Prime is there with information, Dark is there with information. So we all, and the people, the students, like provide information. November Mage came through with a
A
drop. You know what I'm saying?
barrage with a
Woo!
barrage. She came
You know what
through.
I'm saying? So generally, we all work together as a team, and so we just hope that you guys could tap in with this. Generally, if you got extra, and it's people that want to sign up but they don't have the money, and I don't have it either. But if you got it, let us know. $23 if you want to sponsor somebody. I'll definitely pay it forward. And yeah, y'all got anything to say?
Yeah, just ditto to everything he said. And yeah, come on out. Like, what could it hurt? If you've experienced any bit of this, this is something that you wouldn't want to miss, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm grateful and thankful for you guys allowing us to have this space and to hold this space. And I look forward to the 20th, real talk. I look forward to the 13th for us to do it again.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got nothing to add either, man. A lot of times I guess I do have something to add. A lot of times we move based on our expectations. And one of the things that the crown chakra is about learning how to move without expectation. Because once you're following, your path, what makes you joyful, then your soul is going to surprise you beyond whatever you could have expected. So I would just say until the 20th, just practice being surprised beyond your wildest expectations. Practice that.
Ashe.
Yeah.
Ashe.
I say.
Well, we'll see y'all guys on the 13th. Thank y'all for tapping in. And what the fuck is a chakra? Hopefully, y'all got some awareness, some realization, and help you kind of get more in tune to what a chakra is. But we'll come with more drops and more details in future videos. So thank y'all, and we'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace.
Yes.
Peace.
Thank you. Peace. Peace.
We should be